Welcome to FAB Defense SHOT Show 2014.
Hey everybody, Josh First. We're here at the Mako group at the SHOT Show with Dylan and Jim from Omaha Air Tactical. Jim said we had to come over and check out FAB Defense, which is part of the Mako group. Said that he was going to start carrying it at his store and that I needed to come check out some of the new innovative products they have. Got over here and just totally blown away. I mean, we've got something new here Jim's going to show off, and
a couple of things. This is a great idea. This is a FAB Defense butt stock. It's completely compatible with what we use. The trick about this guy, 10-round magazine right there. The next thing that got my attention, and they just showed this to me, the Glock 17 and Glock 19 pistols, plain old Jane old, everybody wants to buy two-tone colors. Look at this. Absolutely innovative. Completely functional. Will not come off. Great grip. FAB Defense is on top of their game. Different colors, the dark earth, OD green, the training orange, and obviously, what else we got?
Black.
Black is good. Forward grips. I don't have enough magazines on my gun. I just don't. I don't know what to do. You got one in the back? Well, this is what we're going to call the Denver mag. 10 rounds there, 10 rounds there, and that's my new forward grip, folks.
Well, awesome. Thanks for bringing us over here, Jim. And
I'm going to step out. I got a lot of
we're
things
gonna
to look at.
talk to Dylan over here, and you're going to show us all of these awesome accessories and tools that you have. So,
Yeah.
well, not all. What's applicable to our industry?
Applicable to the airsoft.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. So of course some of our stuff isn't going to be always compatible. I don't know about rail systems. I know that a lot of times the rails are not going to be
In
too
many
compatible.
cases, the industry standard has moved a little bit more towards mil-sec. So
Yeah.
rails
So
are compatible.
if you have an airsoft gun that you can drop a standard AR handguard onto, then some of our rail systems, actually most of our rail systems, would work in that case.
Okay.
For instance, this rail system is an extended rail system for a carbine length gas system. It goes around your front sight tower. Nothing has to be removed from a standard AR. Your delta ring, your handguard cap, front sight tower, nothing has to be removed. It's a drop-on fit.
Wow.
So if you have an
Okay.
airsoft that can take it, it'll work. Otherwise, it would.
Yeah,
not
because
necessarily be the-
I know it's a pain for firearms and armors and gunsmiths to take off the gas system. We still have the same problem in airsoft. We still have to remove the front sight post. It's all mock, but that
Sure.
actually makes it real easy.
And in Israel, one
Really
of the things that the IDF really wants is accessories that can be just dropped onto their existing rifles without having to worry about cutting things off, removing barrels, things like that. For example, one of the products that FAB came up for the IDF with is polymer ejection port cover with adjustable tension on the detent. Why? Because they got piles of old worn out M16s from the United States. They used them forever. Then they took them and they cut the barrels down to 13 inches and they're still using them. And the upper receiver, because it's steel on aluminum, eventually wears and the ejection port cover won't stay closed. So either you scrap the upper or you get an adjustable ejection port cover. So that's, that's shows a little bit of the way they think.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
one of the items that I really like is the combination of our PTK foregrip and our VTS support. And so the support is mounted on the side rail. The foregrip is here. It's an angled shape, so it's more. It fits more with the natural angle of your arm.
More ergonomic.
Yep.
Yes.
So in addition to wrapping your hand on the grip, you wrap your thumb on the VTS support, and it locks your hand in. It gives you a lot of control on the weapon.
Very comfortable, very natural. Puts
Yep.
it right where you need it for.
It has a door on the back for storage.
Yeah, that was a feature I really liked, because I mean, all of your your tack lights, your lasers, such anything that runs off of maybe CR123 or AA is all up there anyway. So why would you put it all in the back? I mean, it makes it much more convenient to have it up here. It makes a lot of sense. You know, you're not wasting space. Maximizing.
FAB Defense designed the original angled foregrip. You can see it here.
The potato.
Yes, and that's very, very comfortable. And it was designed to handle some of the larger lights that used to be used. And so the question that we got often was, I love that grip, but nobody uses those big lights in the U.S. especially anymore. And do you have one that doesn't hold the light? And so that's what they came up with.
Awesome.
So
I was really impressed. That's the first thing that caught my eye when I walked in the booth, actually.
Yep.
And then the stock. Yeah.
And the stock. Also, one thing about that stock is that you can add.
Oh, this. Yes, I did see this.
A monopod.
And then you have, I imagine you have incremental adjustment.
Yes.
So it's
you have
rapid deployment, and then you can also, I had it there for a minute, but yeah.
So it's rapid deployment. You come in with the rifle. Over your surface, you put your reticle on your target, and you can simply reach back and deploy the monopod, and it'll come down and hit the surface at exactly the desired height. And like you said, the adjustment is coarse here and fine here.
Oh, wow. I mean, maybe a little bit of application in the airsoft industry, but that's just all around cool.
Yep. Now, as far as some of the other products, grips,
we do have gas blowback rifles that we do accept grips,
and the foregrips as well. We have several styles that are rubber overmolded.
Okay.
Now, the difference between this and any other rubber overmolded accessories for firearms in the U.S. is that FAB uses a different kind of rubber. Most people know that the U.S. military doesn't allow the use of rubberized grips, and the reason for that is the standard solvents are used to clean and lubricate firearms will destroy those grips. This is a latex-based rubber. It doesn't absorb solvents. It doesn't swell. It's not damaged by heat like other types of rubbers are. It doesn't get sticky and sweaty. And when that happens, when sweat builds up on the grip, then it gets wet, it gets slimy and actually slicker than a polymer grip.
Right.
So this rubber, it's not as sticky as other rubbers, but it has a good texture in the design of the grips, and it's not damaged by solvents. Every FN SCAR rifle that is built in Belgium ships with one of these grips on it.
Wow. I did not know that. I also noticed here you had looks like an add-on accessory for a small Picatinny mount.
That's true. This grip, it's called the RSG. It comes as a kit. So it comes with a long cap and a short cap, and it comes with a side rail.
It's removable, so it's optional.
It's removable, so you can put the rail this direction or that direction, so you can use it on either side of the weapon. And if you want a stubby type grip, you use a short cap. If you want a longer grip, you can use the long cap. So it's a pretty nice. I tend toward the stubby grips myself because I run my thumb along the side of the rail, like you saw with the VTS there. So this is a configuration I would use mine or without the rail if I didn't need the rail.
Right.
And I'm big about not having things on my weapon that I don't need.
Exactly. Of course, for us, it's like everything you can put on it that you can fit. I also noticed that you guys have your own line of training knives, and I've seen some other ones on the market that are really rigid. I mean, they're still a rubber, but I mean, these are actually pretty pliable, and they also have the blunted tip. So tell me about kind of what the ideology behind this was.
It's just a basic training knife. In Israel, all training is based on the idea that that you train a fighting system. You don't go one day and say, okay, we're going to learn how to do CQB fighting with our carbines, and the next day you say, okay, we're going to go to the pistol range and qualify with our pistols. In Israel, it's all integrated, right? It's a single system of fighting, and so if I'm training to fight with my carbine, I'm also training to transition to my pistol when I'm out of ammunition. I'm also training if I'm out of ammo in my carbine or I don't have my carbine, I'm fighting with my pistol and it jams, or I'm out of ammo on my pistol. I can't fight with my pistol anymore. Now I'm also in the same time, right? I'm shooting, and now I may be moving directly from that to training to use the pistol as a striking weapon. I'm training a lot of the scenarios, like when we do our Israeli Special Forces training courses in the U.S., a lot of the scenarios we do, once we get into the second day or so of a course, is we have the students starting out sitting in a car. They open the door, they jump out of the car, they do 10 push-ups. They jump up for safety, their firearm, because they're going to go into shooting, for safety, their firearms staged for them by a doorway. But in the meantime, they jump out of the car, 10 push-ups. They jump up, as soon as they come up, a guy comes at them with a knife, right? And so then they have to defend themselves against the knife. They put the guy on the ground. As soon as he's on the ground and they get up, a guy's coming at him swinging a club. They defend themselves against the club, put him on the ground. As soon as they get up, a guy's got a red gun pistol in their face. They've got to disarm the guy. And as soon as that's done, then they run over, they grab their carbine, they go to the doorway, they open the doorway, and they start shooting targets. It's all integrated, and it's fast, and it's hard, and so if you have a hard knife, you're more likely to hurt somebody. And so if you have something that can bend, you know if you got hit with a knife, it doesn't have to hurt.
Right, exactly,
right?
yeah.
And especially if you're getting crazy and you get it near an eye or something like that, hopefully the flexibility
will deflect it. Yeah,
is going to deflect it
also,
up, and the damage
you're
permanent.
training. Like I guess some people train like you fight. So obviously, if you're pulling your punches or you're pulling your strikes, it's not good. So I can see how the flexibility really helps promote that. So
absolutely.
Awesome. What else have we got? Well, there's one other product that caught my eye. Oh yes, we actually have shotguns in some of the games we play. And this is a shot shell carrier.
It is.
But it's also a Picatinny mount.
It mounts on the rail, and I don't see. Oh, here we go. So we have an adapter for our buttstocks, both the GLR 17 buttstock. This is a standard issue buttstock for the IDF, and also for the GL Shock buttstock, which is a recoil reducing buttstock. We've got rails on either side so that you can mount your shot shell carrier on your rail.
All right.
And it's there. Usually, most of our shotgun stock systems are folding systems, and so we usually recommend, of course, for right-handed shooter, that the shell carrier be mounted on the right side. That way, when it's folded, it's still there on the side of the weapon.
So your stocks actually fold to the.
Generally, our shotgun stocks will fold to the right. However, they're easily convertible to fold the other direction. So our shotgun stocks, any of our folding stocks except the Galil joint stocks for the AK and VZ, can fold either direction.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing us some great products. 400 FPS will definitely be carrying some of these. Jim's going to hook us up. Now that he's kind of partnered up with them and is going to be a dealer there in Omaha, so we'll be looking for some of this stuff in our store. So be sure to check out the Mako Group. Thanks so much, Dylan.
Yep, no problem.